What's up, everybody? Welcome to No Life Till Metal, and my name is Scott Waters, and this is going to be a response video, response to NoiseSpektrum's 1 year in the DC contest. Brother Lee, NoiseSpektrum, Brother Lee, shows a lot of metal, everything from your AOR, lighter side of hard rock and heavy metal to the most extreme stuff. Definitely worth checking out his channel if you're not already subscribed to his channel. I'll put a link below so you can check out his channel. But he basically asked 3 questions, asked us to answer 2. One of the questions basically said to show some photos of yourself when you first started getting into music. So at the very end of this video, I'm going to show a few photos of myself from high school and that area, that range. But I really started getting into music much earlier than that. I started getting into music in grade school. I started buying albums when I was literally pre-teen. I mean, I wasn't even a teenager, you know, I wasn't even a pre-teen. A neighbor down the streets used to blast music, and I got into it very early. Kiss, Aerosmith, Ted Nugent, bands that any guys who watch my channel know that I talk about all the time. These are the bands that I got into at first. Literally 4th and 5th grade, I was buying or wanting to buy records from bands like that, and I did. I started mowing lawns and bought my own record player, bought my own records, and of course, holidays, Christmas, birthdays, even Easter, my parents would give me records because that's what I really wanted. But the photos I'm going to show from high school. By the time you're in high school, you really start having your own look, your own identity, and by high school, I was a full-blown metalhead. Although my parents didn't want me to have long hair, I grew out as long as they allowed me to. Wore the denim vest and the jacket, which, again, I'll show you some photos at the end of this video. So, but as part of that, one of the other things Brother Lee asked us to do was show some of our earliest records, some of the first records we bought with our own money. Unfortunately, I sold my whole collection in 1990, so I don't have any of those albums I first bought when I was a kid. But I have since rebought those, and some of the very first records I purchased, these are not going to be a surprise to anybody, but Kiss, Rock and Roll Over, 1976. I was actually a Kiss fan before this came out. Again, my neighbor friend was heavily into Kiss and was playing constantly. I had friends in grade school. We collected Kiss pictures from magazines, and we were just Kiss fanatics. But the first Kiss album I bought with my own money, right here, Rock and Roll Over. So yeah, that was around the time I started buying my own. I actually had Destroyer as well, and eventually picked up Alive on my own, and Alive 2, and loved them when they all came out. But my own money, that was the first one. And then as well, Aerosmith, Toys in the Attic. This is a huge album around that same time. This came out in 75, but 76 is when I really started buying my own records. And this is one of those ones that I purchased with my own money. I love the song Walk This Way. It was on the radio all the time. Again, another one that my neighbor was blaring down the street. He was a teenager when I was a kid, so I got a lot of my musical taste early on from that teenager who lived down the streets. Classic record with classic, well, the classic Aerosmith lineup: Joe Perry, Brad Whitford, Tom Hamilton, Joey Kramer, Steven Tyler. And this album is just solid front to back. And then one that got me in a little bit of trouble when I was in middle school, but Ted Nugent, Double Live Gonzo. This one happens to be signed in 4 places, which is really bizarre, but when I met Ted Nugent back in 2000, I met him in 7 and 8 and a couple other times, but when I met him in 2008, he sat there for hours signing autographs, and my friend Morgan, who went with me, had him sign this album, like several copies of Ted Nugent, Double Live Gonzo, 4 times, because he was using them to frame. In any case, this is one of those copies, so it's signed on both front and the back. And this is one of those albums that I bought as a kid, and I almost lost it because my parents found out about his colorful language on here, and they didn't want me to listen to it, so they asked me to give it to them. But they didn't really know it was this record, so when they asked me to give them that record that had the foul language on it, I gave them Blondie. And I kept this one for myself. I love this record, not just because of, even back then, it wasn't just because of the colorful language, but I just love the aggression, the heavy guitar, the attitude that Nugent had. I mean, it's just a great record. Everything about this record is great. It's one of my favorite live albums from the 70s. This is a gatefold. See, like I said, it's signed in all the spots. I thought that was a bit bizarre, but whatever. And there's songs in here from that you know, that weren't on the first Ted Nugent record, or Free For All, or Cat Scratch Fever. There was actually some Amboy Duke stuff on here, such as Hibernation, and then their cover of I forgot the name of it when I said it. Baby Please Don't Go, which was a cover that, you know, the Amboy Dukes had covered first. Fantastic record. But I'm also going to show a fourth record, not because this is one I bought early on. This is an 80s record, and somehow this is one of the few records that survived my original vinyl collection that when I sold off everything in 1990, I kept this record. And this is the very first self-titled release from Trouble, which was later retitled Psalm 9, but it was Trouble, just Trouble here. I always liked the artwork, you know, the tree with the crucified Christ on it, on the place of skulls, which is where Christ died. This is one of those early white vinyl albums. One of the few records that I bought, and that would have been when I was in high school, that survived my original collection. I still have it to this day, and it's still in pristine condition. Can't talk today. So there you have it. So there's 4 records that I bought early on with my own money, and then next I will show some, you know, some clips of me when I was young and into music. Like I said, I was a huge music fan. So that's it, Brother Lee. I hope that answers you know, your questions. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope that all of you guys learned a little bit more about me. Of course, you all knew those bands because I showed them before, but yeah, what can I say? Some things never change, and those bands I've been a fan of since I was literally in grade school, so I'm still a fan today. So that's it. Enjoy these photos afterwards, get a good laugh out of them, and that's it. God bless, and stay strong.
The Lord has appearing, people disappear. We are to the job, meet him in the air. Those without him live in despair. Wait.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to No Left to Metal. My name is Scott Waters, and this video is going to be a response contest.